In 1992, the first Goosebumps book, Welcome to the Dead House, was published. And 13 years after that, 8-year-old Shuck was obsessed with that shit. Okay, I still might be obsessed with it. I remember sitting in my 2nd grade classroom watching the Goosebumps VHS tapes on one of those like rolly TV things they used to use. Most of the episodes are pretty goofy and all of them are fucking camp, but I was enamored with that shit. I remember looking up from the stack of Pokemon cards I was sneaking under my desk.
That don't look like Sableye, that looks like Bulbasaur fucking Psyduck in the ass.
And getting a glimpse of this head fucking smiling at me. Of course, when I told my friend next to me, he didn't see that shit. So I assumed I was crazy and I just moved on. But when I got home and I laid in my bed that night, I was convinced something supernatural was going on. Like some creepy head looking like it was from that cursed Starburst commercial was gonna come to my house and kill me. I mean, it didn't, and the head in the Goosebumps episode did smile. Kevin, you gaslighting piece of shit. But that's something that stuck with me for a really long time. This video is about that tape. The scariest and my favorite Goosebumps episode, The Haunted Mask. The Haunted Mask is essentially a short film split into 2 parts that kick-started the Goosebumps TV show. The episode is about a girl named Carly Beth who is essentially psychologically tortured by 2 boys to the point of a psychotic break. Later the boys say they did it because they liked her and wanted to be friends.
But we were just goofing around. We only did it because we liked her.
Yeah, bull fucking shit. She literally starts laughing mid-cry scream while tearing up a cute duck costume her mom made for her earlier. This is the moment that Carly Beth became Heisenberg. These fuckheads made this poor girl eat a worm sandwich and... Carly Beth, there's a worm in there. That's enough bites. Calm the fuck down. Calm down. A fun fact about that worm sandwich. Apparently Catherine Long, the actress who played Carly Beth, insisted they use a real worm and they had to shoot that scene 12 times. And considering how many bites she takes in the final cut, I have a strong feeling she just really liked eating worms. If you look up the plot of the episode, everything says that they just like scaring Carly Beth because she was a scaredy cat, which is honestly just the kid's version of saying that she has severe anxiety bordering on paranoia and everyone takes advantage of her deteriorating mental health for their own amusement. I think Catherine Long did a really good job acting in this episode, especially for a preteen. I don't think this episode would have been the same if it was any other actress, and that's not something you can say for most of these little pre-zip middle schoolers and all the other episodes of the Goosebumps TV show. It's a shame she's not doing any more acting work as an adult because I looked up her IMDb ready to binge watch her entire filmography and nothing past 90s. She's also Canadian, so here's a bunch of times she does the goofy Canadian thing.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So Carly Beth, understandably upset about her life, decides she wants to get a mask that'll scare them back, which is kind of adorable because like, if I didn't already know it was a creepy cursed mask made of a real person's face, like, what the fuck kind of plan is this? She really thinks she's just gonna roll up in a ghost face mask and go ooga booga and scare them into stopping? I mean, even if it was one of the cool ones with the hidden pump that squirts the blood into the mask, which my mom would never let me get, by the way, thanks a lot, Mom. Even if it was a mask like that, I don't think it's gonna do much of anything. Lucky for her, or unlucky for her, I guess, it is a cursed mask made of human flesh. Carly Beth doesn't know that yet, but when the old dude won't let her buy it, she just kind of steals it. Like, she throws 30 bucks his way, but that's not how commerce works. This is still a crime. To her credit, she does try to return it, but the old guy shuts the door like, nah bitch, that's your fucking problem now. And from this point on, this is essentially a Cronenberg film for children, which I know is a really weird sentence to say, but it's true. As the episode progresses, the mask slowly changes Carly Beth's physical and mental state, akin to something like The Fly or The Incredible Melting Man. This ranges from her voice changing,
Who are you?
Fortnite balls, I'm gay.
to the mask form fitting around her head, to the mouth starting to move with hers, her eyes changing completely, and eventually the mask having no lining like at all, like that shit's just her head now. As far as her personality changes go, Carly Beth does evil stuff like throw Candy. Look, okay, she's a kid. She can't do much besides be mean to her friends by scaring them, which they all literally do to her every day anyway, and like break Halloween decorations. Eventually, Carly Beth runs back to the mask shop and the old man tells her she has to remove it with a symbol of love, which happens to be that creepy head from earlier. Like, I get the symbolism is supposed to be that she became something she hated, so now she has to learn to love herself to go back, but that shit's kind of whack. And how the fuck did she know she needed the head? Like, I really don't understand how Carly Beth immediately knew that when he said that, he meant go dig that head out of the yard and wave it at him like a fucking totem. Maybe that's why Gibby starts carrying around that bust of his own head in the late seasons of iCarly. Maybe he found the mask shop and went through a similar experience. Other than the ending being kinda weak though, this shit's pretty good. Yeah, the effects are definitely dated children's horror tech from the 90s, but even today, this story makes me feel kinda uneasy. I mean, maybe even more now that I understand the implications of why Carly Beth acts the way she does. None of the other episodes even come close to being as good as this one, which would normally be the death of a show if your pilot was the best thing you ever made, but when it's aimed at children, I give it a 4 out of 5.